Virginia Woolf. What an honestly amazing author. So Virginia was born in the 1800s to a very prominent blended family. And she was estranged from her mother, and there were 8 kids altogether. And she was abused by her brothers, and so she turned to coping to write. At around the age of 13, her mother passed away, then her sister, finally her father of stomach cancer, and this really set the tone for her depression for life. She began writing and writing and writing, and not just writing, but she wrote from a narrative style, and what that means is stream of consciousness. So someone who has ADHD like me, I will say, oh, here's this phone. This phone reminds me I need to call my mom. My mom has roses. I like roses. And that's how she writes. It's how we actually think. And it's such an amazing way to write. She wrote fiction, nonfiction. She wrote poetry, journalism. Even at a young age, at around like 8, she sat there and helped edit the family newspaper. What's interesting to me is she also had the Bloomsbury Group, and this was many artists who mostly were homosexual. And Virginia Woolf was noted to have affairs with women, so she was what we would consider bisexual. So she wrote not only about the oppression of women, but the oppression with gender fluidity, the, oppression of homosexuals, the oppression of things that we just did not talk about. I personally chose to purchase the book Mrs. Dalloway, and I read it. Now, for someone who is not good at reading, my poor professor has to sit there and at least answer 10 questions a day over instructions. Reading's not my strong suit. But the way that Virginia writes draws me in because it's so relatable to how I think. I can't put her books down. I can't wait to read the next one. I had the opportunity to read Mrs. Dalloway, where we talk about Clarissa Dalloway, this middle-aged woman, and we talk about Septimus, this gentleman who, what we now know, what they called shell shock, actually has PTSD. And it kind of goes along the lines of 2 people, mental illness, societal, realms being completely different in how they handle it. And at the end, well, I don't want to give away the end, but it's an amazing book. So the way she writes is just phenomenal. And to know that even though she was in so much internal pain, she was still able to come up with this beauty and fight for others is just amazing. So I highly recommend anyone pick her up, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.